Welcome into a mystery fifth hour presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental, McCurryRentals.com, McCurryRentals.com. We've got the whole crew, Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor. I'm Ryan Brown. Tyler is making us sound good. Scott Forrester making us look good. They'll participate with us as well. You need a car, van, or truck? Rent from McCurry. McCurry Van and Car Rentals, the local rental company you can depend on. All kinds of vehicles to choose from, including trucks, SUVs, and passenger vans. Easy in, easy out. Locations throughout North Alabama, Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest, Skyland Boulevard in Tuscaloosa. Reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003 or McCurryRentals.com. That's McCurryRentals.com. This started as a 4 downs question, and we've got a lot of response on it we'll get to in a moment. But we're going to expand it into a mystery fifth hour. Things you loved as a child that you hate now. My answer on the fly in 4 downs was SpaghettiOs. And there are probably more foods like this. Like, I used to love Vienna sausages when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I have not had those in forever.
Well, I think much like our consuming, how we consume television, we had limited options back in the day. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have as many unique foods as you do today. Or at least my parents.
Wait, we didn't have Lunchables.
We did not.
Yeah.
No.
One of my favorite things to do as a kid was get out saltine crackers, break up some Kraft singles, and put them in the microwave and just have cheese crackers.
You should have packaged that. You'd have made millions of dollars.
Yeah, probably.
Because that was Homewood Lunchables way before you had Lunchables.
That's true. You were making hot Lunchables.
Without the meat, though.
Without the
and you
meat.
say no meat, no meal, right?
No meat, no meal. But
mine, kind of, it spawned the topic a couple of days ago because I went to the mailbox and there was nothing there and I was excited. And as a kid, I used to go to the mailbox, and when you would order something through the mail, whether it was from Sears or J.C. Penney, the old post office would deliver it, but it might take 6 to 8 weeks.
That's right.
You would get your Sports Illustrated.
You did not get an alert when it shipped. You just assumed it shipped at some point, right?
I remember
you couldn't track it.
The first fantasy baseball league I was in was the Sporting News, and they would mail me the results.
Yep.
So, there was something exciting about going to the mailbox back in the day, but now when you go to the mailbox, it's junk mail, it's bills, that is it. So I don't like checking the mail anymore.
It wasn't necessarily as a kid. I don't like movies as much as I used to like. I loved them pre-pandemic, pre-children really, but pre-pandemic. But really it was the children. When we started having kids, we stopped going to the movies quite a bit.
Well, I would suggest to you maybe it's because you know so much about them now. Like there was a time when you found out. Look at Tyler shaking his head. Do you agree with this, Tyler?
Wholeheartedly.
The previews?
The best thing about going to as many movies as I go see is there's so many that I go see. I'll go in blind to some of them, and a lot of times if I'm scrolling through Netflix or HBO Max or whatever, I'm reading the little blurb and then I end up not watching it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going, I don't know if that'll sound like the kind of movie I'm interested right now, as opposed to just walking in. There's the movie. Maybe it has somebody I like. Maybe it's directed by somebody I like, but I don't know.
No, streaming the picture and the description turned me off more than it turns me on.
But there was a thing, this is probably 20, 25 years ago, you go to the theater that had a little pamphlet and it would have upcoming features. And I would get so excited about that because before the internet, really, you would see these movies that were coming out with actors you liked, different genres you liked.
That's what I was going to say is oftentimes the way I found a movie was coming out is I was at another movie and saw the trailer. And that's the first I even knew the movie was coming out.
We called them the previews. And Maggie and I, when we would go, we'd go on a Sunday before kids and we'd probably see 2 movies maybe after reading the newspaper. And anytime she hated it because every time I'd be like, let's see that.
Yeah.
We're not going to see that.
Yeah. You grade them right away?
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of the previews, honestly.
Me too.
What, is deciding thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, just going over to the person next to you and be like, oh, we should go see that one.
Then
in the back of your head, you're not going to go see it.
Yeah. I'll never forget my dad. My dad is like me. He's louder than he thinks he is. Jennifer tells me all the time, you talk way louder than you think you talk. And we were in the theater one time as a family, and a trailer played, and you know how it ends and then it gets silent before it goes to the next one? My dad is loud. I know he didn't mean to be this loud, but he said, Well, they're obviously out of ideas now. I mean, this is like
everybody heard it.
Yeah, it's like
get any laughs.
Yeah, some people chuckle. They're like 30 years ago, my dad had declared Hollywood out of ideas.
Yeah,
like we got
yeah.
no ideas.
We got
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
I did hear some hushing the other night when I was in the theater because people were talking too much. Back to your point, though, on liking movies more as a kid, I really think there is something about having the underdeveloped brain, and whatever you watched, you were like, this is good. And then you go back and you watch it 25 years later, and you're like, this is utter shit is what it is.
Now, what was I watching?
No, 100% on that. Another thing for me, and this is truly kids to adult, is bicycles. Have you ever tried to ride a bicycle as an adult?
They just hurt your butt now. Yeah, your butt hurts.
Like to go on a bike ride, like a legit bike ride. I have one. Got it 2 Christmases ago, and I went out Oak Mountain probably back in April.
Did you wear the tight?
No,
shorts?
normal shorts. Normal shorts. But I, in my head, it was a beautiful spring day. I was going to ride from 119, as I see when I'm playing the Oak Mountain Golf Course, where you go in the off 280 way, and you pay your little $5, and you park right there, and you go across the natural dam, and then I was going to ride all the way into the other entrance, because that's what everyone else does.
How many miles do you imagine that
I have
is?
no idea.
Yeah.
But do you know the hills there and how embarrassing it is to the other?
That's why they have gears, though.
The other people that are bicycling, I don't understand the gears.
And you're pushing it
am
up the hill?
Am I going up the hill? Am I supposed to be on the slow one where I'm barely moving my legs?
Yes.
That makes it, or am I
Yes.
supposed to go on the fast one?
No.
Okay, well, I'm confused. So I never could get it right. So professional bikers who are out there are whizzing past me as I'm pushing it off. I'm pushing it up the hill.
That's fantastic.
Coasting down the other side. And I didn't even make it to the golf course. I didn't even make it to the archery.
Was this with regular traffic?
They have bike lanes.
Okay.
At Oak Mountain. They have bike lanes.
So you didn't even make it to the part that you see from the golf course.
No,
you didn't even
no.
get there.
Have you been back on the bike since?
Oh, no. And it hurt my butt. I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah,
hurt
no, it
my
hurt your butt bad,
It
yeah.
hurt my butt. So I lived on a bicycle when I was 10, 11, 12, 13. We'd get on a pipeline and ride all the way to the Shelby County Airport. God knows that's further than Oak Mountain from where I lived. And we'd ride all the way out, watch the planes land, pretend we were shooting them, and then ride back. We were playing Army. And then ride back.
Yeah, pre 9/11, you could do that.
Yeah, but nothing now on bicycles. Hate bicycles.
They do hurt your butt.
I liked Sbarro as a kid. I know Michael Scott would disagree.
No, he says it's his favorite New York pizza shop.
No, I'm saying
that
now I don't necessarily like it. I did see a Sbarro the other day. I forgot where I was. I was out of town.
I saw one when we were up in Maine. Maine had, I don't know if I was in Maine, New Hampshire, or Massachusetts. I was right there where they all meet.
You know, our man Charlie Vitelli used to open them.
Open Sbarro's?
Yeah, that's one of his first restaurant gigs.
But I was on a toll road turnpike, right? I was on a turnpike, and it's got one of those places where you can exit the turnpike and not have to pay a toll to get back on. So the state owns it, and you can get gas. And it had a little food court in there, and Sbarro was part of the food court. And I told Jennifer, I was like, do you know how magical that used to be to me? Like, I loved getting Sbarro at the Galleria when I was a kid, or at Brookwood Mall, or Century Plaza. I loved
But
getting it.
Sbarro wouldn't hit now like it hit then.
No, I guarantee you eat that pizza and you're like, well, what am I eating?
I used to love garlic cheese bread that you would get. Pasquale's had it unbelievably was good.
Yeah,
It's a
there's still
local place.
places that have got it.
Yeah, but they had theirs in a little bag,
Right?
and it was just right, man. Oh, loved that. Dump truck on 280 the other day. Guy's woofing down a Little Caesars while he's driving a dump truck. He's got the whole box up on the dashboard, and he is driving. It's coming up the big Double Oak Mountain hill. He's probably doing 17 in that dump truck. Flashers on, right lane.
Does not give
and
any
I
rep,
go
does
past him. I give the old glance up there,
Yeah.
and he's just eating pizza left and right. I used to love Little Caesars too.
Hope he gets some crazy bread with that.
Oh, yeah.
When they
I
first,
was
when
going
they
to ask if he had the crazy bread.
Crazy
with
bread was the
Caesar
best
dips.
part.
Yeah.
But when they first came to town, I mean, it was you had to have Little Caesars.
Well,
I
you
loved
remember
it.
it was the rectangle pizza.
Yeah.
And they cut it in squares, so it felt different. It felt like you were eating different pizza.
Yeah,
But I do think it was a better quality, too.
100%.
Back then,
it seemed
was.
that way.
Well, yeah.
Now I've learned.
Yes.
Water parks. I used to absolutely love water parks.
So that's part of the feedback. Here's one that from our audience was public pools or water parks.
Oh, as a kid, I mean, it was just
Public
it was part
pool.
of it.
Public pool was a blast as a kid.
I'd say I wasn't a member. That's why I didn't learn how to
Oh,
swim.
I wasn't a member either. We went to the YMCA. It was not called that in Anniston, but it was the community center.
We had the YMCA and we had the Alabaster Rec, and you had to be a member
Did
at
you?
either one, and couldn't go.
Well, I don't remember having to be a member at though.
Can your brother swim?
Yeah, he's a Marine. He could kill.
He could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, so how did he learn to swim?
I don't know. He's just better than I am. He's not afraid of heights, not allergic to cats.
We used to go to Whitewater a good bit though. Like I don't even think Whitewater's still open.
Now, Walt Weiss's kid almost died
I know.
because
I mean,
the E.
that
coli.
would-
I mean, one kid takes shit in the pool and
It's
it
all over
ruins it
with.
for
But
everyone,
now
especially if you don't find out about it.
Yeah, it was before that we stopped going, but I think that might have ended Whitewater when Walt Weiss's kid almost passed.
No.
I mean, that was a very serious deal right there.
Big Kahuna's, though, down in Destin still open.
Yeah.
They still kill it.
Shipwreck Island in Panama City still open.
Oh, Shipwreck Island. I forgot
that
about
was
that.
I went, I took Jack like 4 or 5 years ago, the last time I've been to a water park.
I don't think people go to Six Flags anymore. They used to be so awesome. I drove past it for the funeral over in Atlanta recently.
And it looks like a graveyard,
was
speaking of
empty.
funerals.
It was
But you know,
empty.
when we went to SEC Media Days, we went over there on a Sunday, and I was a little bit earlier. I was meeting someone for golf on that Sunday, and the parking lot was pretty empty. And
what I'm saying.
I know, and I didn't see like the rides moving either. And that was
Yeah.
a Sunday in July.
Yeah, and that's like church groups.
Yeah,
I mean, they were.
You'd have to think it'd be open.
Oh, that place was jammed up back
Oh,
in
it
the day.
was. And I remember you mentioned church groups like they knew what they were doing. Christian music night.
Yeah.
They'd have all these Christian music acts like Carmen and people like that. And man, it was body to body. It was like 2.5 hour waits for every ride.
Because I'm worst case scenario guy. So we were driving by, and the couple we were riding with love roller coasters. And they were like, oh, the Mind Bender. I remember the first time I rode that. But do you like roller coasters, Jim? I was like, actually, I do not. I do not.
Most
But
predictable answer ever.
I've ridden it. I said, but the Great American Scream Machine there, the world's largest wooden roller coaster at the time when it was put in, which I think was in the 70s.
Mid-60s.
Mid-60s.
You ever ridden it backwards?
Oh, I have,
have,
Scott.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have not.
Oh, yeah. They used to run it
That's an
backwards.
option?
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was a thing they used to do.
Never heard
But
of
I
that.
thought to myself, it's made of wood, and it was built in my head the 70s. But you're telling me the 60s.
Yeah.
I love me some yellow wood, but at some point that wood's got to be rotten.
That's
And,
right.
and do they check for termites?
Do they?
I mean,
Do
they have to have a termite
I
bond,
would
don't it?
hope so. It sounded like it was barely catching the tracks last time I was there.
That's
And
right. So-
my friend and I made sure
Reassured.
to grab the very back car
Yeah.
because that's the one that's getting pulled by all the other ones, and it definitely left the track a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Definitely left the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And high. I mean, how high is
Yeah.
the Great American Scream Machine? So roller coaster, put that on my list.
What
no,
about
thank you.
what about people? I mean,
You used to like people.
no,
as a kid.
I think the younger you are, you like people more. The older you get, you like people less. Is that fair?
No, that's 100% true. And I'll my social anxiety, it gets worse every day. It gets worse every day as far as
Scott's laughing at you.
like I've got to go do this or I got to go do that, and I just get in a big ball of nerves and diarrhea and
Jim.
just
Wow.
all
All right.
sorts
Okay.
of stuff. Can't sleep.
Very descriptive.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Just horrible.
All right.
Well, that's probably part of mine. Is
Diarrhea.
So Brown mentioned the Galleria in Sabaro a little while ago. Mine's shopping malls.
Oh,
Well,
I used to love
mean,
it.
they're-
I used to kill afternoons walking around Century Plaza RIP. But yeah, I just want to go to the one store that I want to go to,
Yeah.
and then I want to be gone.
they're late stages of the dinosaurs right
So
now.
you were Century Plaza. See, we grew up Homewood. We were Brookwood Mall, and we get dropped off, and one set of parents had to drop off, one had to pick up. But like we had like Music Land, Aladdin's Castle, Orange Julius, the sporting goods there. Was it Oshman's maybe? Is
I
that
don't
right?
remember that.
You know how Brookwood got its name? The mall?
I do, yeah. Is that not common knowledge?
I did not know it until just I did an
That it's
event
half-
the other night.
half-
Yeah,
Mountain
that
Brook,
it's
half
half
Homewood?
Mountain Brook, half Homewood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mountain Brook,
Yeah.
half Homewood.
Yeah.
I
Brookwood
never knew
Hospital,
that.
too.
Yeah.
But we had our set rotation, go to Rich's, look at clothes. I mean,
at clothes.
we had the toy store. I forgot what the toy store was called, but I mean,
KB? That was
No, what a
pre-KB.
KB. But, man, love
There was a
them all back
KB
in
in the Galleria.
There was. You know, I remember that when the Toys R Us opened, I guess it was in Irondale.
Yep.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
it
remember
was.
that? It was
Yeah,
very near
across
Century
from
Plaza.
Century Plaza.
Boy, I remember.
Leisure time now.
Yeah, you want to talk about, Scott, something that was magical. When Toys R Us opened, and as a kid, you got to go to Toys R Us.
Well, I remember watching the Bozo Show. Was it Bozo Show? It was.
I was on it.
And
That was your bad birthday,
they
wasn't
would
it?
have the advertisements on WGN for Toys R Us.
Right.
And I was like, damn, why can't we have one of those?
And we got one in Irondale. And I remember going over there. I mean, it was massive, wall to wall. I mean, it seemed enormous to me. It seemed like a Walmart Supercenter is the size now. It's what it seemed like to me, just full of toys. I was like going to heaven.
I got to experience that like last little bit of Toys R Us before they went away.
Yeah. Or is it online only now?
I don't know.
They don't have any bricks.
They
I doubt
had
it's even
declared
online.
bankruptcy and said they were going away.
Yeah,
and
I thought they
came
went
back,
under.
And then they came back, but I think it might be online only.
What happened to the giraffe?
Jeffrey.
I'm not sure what happened to Jeffrey.
Joffrey. Here are a few from our audience when we discuss this on the show. This is the Mystery Fifth Hour presented by McCurry Van and Car Rentals, McCurryRentals.com. McCurryRentals.com. Throughout North Alabama, they can get you hooked up. All the trucks, SUVs, passenger vans you need. Easy in, easy out locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, 2nd Avenue Northwest in Coleman, Skyland Boulevard in Tuscaloosa. Reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003 or McCurryRentals.com. Things we loved as a kid, now hate as adults. Carnival rides was mentioned. Now, I think when people say carnival rides, they're talking about like the county fair. Like Nate Bargatze says, 2 hours ago, this was on the interstate.
Yep.
And now it's a roller coaster, you know.
And you trust a guy who, between his meth breaks, are putting that thing together?
I'll never forget, Dunaway. The Calhoun County Fair came out. Scott has seen this area, Woodland Park, Scott, where your kid played softball.
I've spent some time there, yeah.
Yeah, not far from there, they set up the county fair. And I will never forget, it was the zipper. You remember the zipper, and it was like a car on each end, and it would flip around?
Yep.
And the guy that ran it knew where he could stand, where when it came past, it almost hit him. But he could stand there the whole time. And,
Show off.
I mean, he was.
Until you get what Tyler said, that last car, it gets a little loose.
Yeah. And, I mean, it would come this close to his face, and he stood there the whole time. I mean, his hair would move when it would go by.
Those things like the scrambler, I picture those guys putting together the scrambler and then walking back on their workbench and throwing down 7 bolts and screws, and them like, what are those for? I was like, I don't know.
In between it, smoking meth.
I couldn't find where they went, but save these for the next stop.
I only had 5 of these last week, but I got 7 now.
Are these extras or do we need these?
Never know.
We don't know. I couldn't find them. Couldn't find where they go.
Quickly around the room, somebody said emails. They used to be excited when they got an email. Now you get all of them. It's kind of like the mailbox. Quickly around the room, we'll start with Scott. Your first email address was at what? Not your email address, but the server was at
Oh, maybe Hotmail. Something
Hotmail.
like that.
Tyler's younger than us.
Probably Yahoo.
Yeah, so yours is going to be normal.
AOL.com.
You were an AOL guy?
No, mine was sitcom.
Oh, so you didn't have an
Yeah.
email until our corporate emails?
I did not, but I mean, that was. So I started working there in 1998.
Yeah.
I don't know when I would have had an email before.
Mine was Mindspring. You remember Mindspring?
I don't.
Yeah, I remember
You don't
Mindspring.
You don't?
Mine was the
What?
original. To me, the original internet.
AOL?
Yeah.
You don't remember Mindspring either. Mindspring, all right, so Tyler, you're young. This is when you used to have to buy the internet. Like you
okay.
used to have to buy minutes on the internet. So Mindspring would send you a setup so you could buy minutes right away, and you got an email address with it. And I think I was pretty early to the game. I think I was Ryan Brown at mindspring.com.
We
So I
used to
think I
get
had
Have you
charged.
checked it lately?
We used to get charged by the minute to be on the internet.
on the internet. Yeah, you used
You just
to
have to
stay.
dial into
The
it.
dial-up was
Yep.
terrible.
I was going to say, was that dial-up or
Oh,
pre-dial-up?
oh, yeah,
yeah.
it was 100%
It was dial-up.
dial-up, and it took forever. And it made that
Yep.
awful racket when it was dialing
with your
up.
modem.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you wanted to see Jennifer Aniston in a swimsuit, you'd have to wait for it to load.
You had some patience.
Picture would load top to bottom.
It
Oh,
would.
yeah,
And
yeah.
It would load and be like, all right, that's her neck. That's her neck. That's her shoulder blades.
This is going to be so worth it. And then your mom had to make a phone call and you'd lose everything.
Shoulder blades, and then it would just freeze.
Yeah.
We're frozen on her shoulder blades. What are we doing?
Another one, I would agree 100% with this, staying at someone else's house. You remember how fun it was to go spend the night?
It was incredible.
I love going to spend the night.
Hated it.
Did you?
Hated it.
Did you ever have people come spend the night at your house?
Oh, I hated that even more because we were poor. So I hated people coming over worse than me going over there.
Nothing.
Your childhood.
I hated people coming over worse. No, I was so embarrassed of one of our homes that I
Was that the one that rolled away?
yeah. So I would
Only
get
the underpinning was left.
I would get my friends or my Little League coach to drop me off at Southwind, which was a subdivision, one street, one exit down from Smoky Road, and I would get him to pretend my house was deep down in there, and I would get out. That's my house there. I would get out there and then cut through
Just
the
stand
woods.
there and wait
as he
until he
drove
left?
off.
Yeah.
I'd walk behind the back of the house, and then when he was gone, I'd walk through the back of the woods to my trailer.
Oh.
That's how. So nobody. I never want anybody to come over and spend the night. No.
Well, I hate sleeping in houses now. Like, if I'm on the road, I want it to be a hotel.
Yeah, me
like,
too.
I'm even at the
I
beach.
invite people to stay with me, and people still do, but
Yeah.
I'm like you. I would rather stay in a hotel.
At the beach, I'll sleep in a VRBO, but on the road, it's just a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
we did an
Verbo?
Airbnb last
Verbo?
week in Tennessee, and that felt weird.
Oh,
First time
yeah.
I've ever stayed in an Airbnb.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. Jim,
Yep.
I used to call it a Verbo, but the commercials say VRBO.
Yeah.
I call it a Verbo.
I call it Verbo.
I would tell you this: more different people sleep in that
I know.
hotel bed
I
than they do
know.
in that Verbo.
No. It's a mental thing for me.
Yeah, but I'm with you guys. I'd rather be in the hotel.
Someone said McDonald's. Like, do you remember how magical McDonald's was as a
God, I used
kid?
to love it.
We still, Jack loves it, but I mean, it's
This tells me that McDonald's could be a sponsor this fall.
Yeah, last night going to totally destroy
it's
them.
more the late night DoorDash where you end up spending $100 on McDonald's. And you're like, how did I do this?
I've not had McDonald's in forever.
Oh, I get angry when I go in now. If I'm on the road and I got to go in there, angry because I will walk up to the counter and she will tell me the kiosk is
Yeah.
open.
Oh,
You
yeah,
do that.
can't
And I'm
order
like,
the
and
human.
you're like, what does
So-
your ass do?
So it is
Nothing
the
is the answer.
It is
Someone who
the
picks up deliveries.
It is the only time that I pretend I'm as old as I really am. I'm like, I'm sorry, sweetie, I'm just too old to use that fancy computer
These
thing.
computers.
And I just want 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a
This is going to
Coca-Cola.
sound like the most backhanded compliment, but it is the most consistent average product ever.
No, I understand
That
what
is
you're
a
saying.
backhanded compliment.
Yeah,
You know
but
what you know what you're getting.
I mean, I
Entirely
can
accurate,
taste it
though.
right now. I can taste cheeseburger. I can taste fry. I can taste Coke. I mean,
Big
it
Mac.
is
Yeah.
the apple pie. Everything about it for 40, 50 years is the exact same.
The only problem now is like price. They're pretty much the same or just around the price of like fast casual or
You're right.
the Step Up. So I just think, well, I might as well just sit down and get like a good taco basket and some nachos from Taco Mama instead of a Big Mac.
I remember when they were 25 cents for cheeseburgers.
Oh, gosh, yeah. You get 3 for $1. Easy. Buffets. Somebody said buffets. I used to love a buffet as a kid. I do not like them now.
The Cece's buffet. was my
Cece's
favorite.
buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza. When I was in college, Pizza Hut buffet at lunch was terrific.
Did y'all ever hit the dessert pizza?
Oh,
all
at
the time.
Cece's, yeah. Oh, that Pizza Hut, I don't know if every Pizza Hut did. I assume they did. But the one in Jacksonville, when I would eat at Jack State, had like a cinnamon apple pizza.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
the
good.
dessert. It had a little glaze on it. That was fantastic.
Yep.
Oh, we'd eat the crap out of that. That'd be sometimes our only meal of the day. I think it was $5.99 back then.
We'd go to Shoney's, do Shoney's breakfast.
Shoney's breakfast buffet was great. I love that. Those, I don't even know if they were
That's
real eggs.
Nothing
but
like powdered eggs.
Powdered
Gets you going
eggs.
in the morning.
The bacon's not great, but you could just pile up a mountain of it on your
Yeah.
plate.
That's right. Bacon is one of those things that, okay, not great, but I can get more of it.
That's right.
As opposed to 2 really good slices,
Yeah.
or I can eat 12 very average slices.
Yeah, well, that's like eggs.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
real eggs or powdered? Another thing for me, cartoons. I think you still like animated stuff, Tyler. I think Dunaway, do you like animated? I don't
No,
like any animated stuff
I mean,
anymore.
I wrote down cartoons over here on my list.
Yeah.
Number 1, in fact. I don't dislike animated stuff, some of the movies and, Toy Story, but, and again, this is going to sound really old, but we actually called in my house, Saturdays were Cartoon Day because we didn't have the Cartoon Network or anything like that. That was the day cartoons came on, was Saturday morning.
Well, that
And
was
it
the only time
Cartoon
we
Day.
had it.
Yeah, that's the only time you ever saw them.
That's
yeah.
right. So they weren't on. You couldn't
Yeah.
watch them 24 hours a day. You couldn't stream them.
I think Nickelodeon.
They were only on Saturday morning.
I think Nickelodeon changed that. If I'm not mistaken, Nickelodeon was the first place maybe I saw cartoons that were not on
Well,
Saturday.
they jacked that up.
Yeah.
That was a good little tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday morning was Bolus cereal. a little toast, bowl of cereal, orange juice, and sit down and watch cartoons.
Best answer.
Cartoon day.
Best answer from the chat room. Things I used to love as a kid that I hate now. Bill Cosby. It's a good answer.
Well, yeah.
Good one. All right, it is the Mystery Fifth Hour presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental, local rental company you can depend on. All kinds of vehicles to choose from, trucks, SUVs, and passenger vans. Easy in, easy out, easy to rent. Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, 2nd Avenue Northwest and Coleman Boulevard, or 2nd Avenue Northwest in Coleman, Skyland Boulevard in Tuscaloosa. Reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003 or McCurryRentals.com. That's McCurryRentals.com. As always, we ask you to give us a thumbs up on anything we do on YouTube, and make sure you have subscribed and set your alerts so you know when we're live on the next round. Thank you for joining us for the Mystery Fifth Hour.